Hi, everyone. This is Jacqui Cooper with the GBA Spotlight and Talk Show, and I want to welcome everyone to this episode. I have a really interesting guest today, and I'm really excited to have her share her story. Without any further ado, Kelly, how are you doing today?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Great. I'm great. So I know that we're connected because of the Government Blockchain Association, but I also know that you are doing remarkable things in our space. And you have a talk show, but you are also connected with so many different remarkable women, including yourself. How did you get started in this path? Was it through the crypto side? Was it from the technology side? How did you get started?
Actually, I had an AI company that I'd started years ago with my cousin. So this was around 2016, and he was into Bitcoin,
Wow.
and I didn't know what he was doing. So we'd be working, but then he'd be trying to get Bitcoin. I didn't understand. He's like, "Give me $1,000 so I can get some Bitcoin for you." And I was like, What? And so that's when I first heard about it. But really, I didn't catch the blockchain crypto bug until 2020 during lockdowns. And
Yeah.
I said, okay, I'm going to sit here. I have time. I went to my grandparents' farm. They left a farmhouse there, and I went there during the pandemic. And I was all by myself, and I just sat there and I thought, okay, I'm going to figure this out and see what's happening. And so I started just, looking at all these different apps. And then it really started clicking. And, that's when I was like, okay, this is no longer just some strange thing that my cousin Jared was doing. Yeah.
So, AI, that was way before the fad. I learned about AI from an individual that I interviewed many years ago. And to me, it was still this kind of strange thing. How did you get into AI?
Well, I had an agency. We did a lot of digital marketing, but we started out as a social media agency.
Okay.
And it was really bugging me that I couldn't figure out what would trend. And I wanted to know what would trend before it was trending. And I thought this would really help us out with our clients. And so I was talking to Jared. He worked with me on some other projects. And so we started talking about it. And he's like, I think, we could figure this out. We partnered with Twitter, and we had access to their back end. We could analyze conversations and predict what was going to trend before it would trend. So we had suggested content. I was just telling someone about this the other day. It was almost like we were ChatGPT in a way before ChatGPT because
Yeah.
but it was very manual because we preloaded a lot of the
Wow.
content and types of content. So if it was, Halloween Eve or something is going to be trending, we would kind of preload it first. And the graphics were totally preloaded. AI couldn't do that at all. But so we were doing that. And then people could log into the platform and just basically we would predict, okay, this is going to trend. And then they could create posts for their Twitter. It was Twitter, and Twitter was our partner for that.
So, how did you end up coming over to the Government Blockchain Association and getting to know Gerard and everything that they're doing? I know that we're going to be at an event together, the Future of Money and Governance, which is going to be phenomenal. But how did you get involved?
Well, I heard about what they were doing and I started learning more, and they reached out to me and we had a conversation. And actually, I started a nonprofit with a Women in Blockchain initiative. And we had some synergy there because GBA does so many events and works with so many women in blockchain around the world. So that's really how it started.
So, what's Unstoppable? I've been meaning to ask you. Tell us more about that.
Okay, that's a nonprofit that I started. And we do, like I was saying, I used to have a social agency. We're something like the Ad Council, but more emphasis on social media. So we do social good, social impact campaigns and community building. And that's where I have Women in Blockchain. And, we're building the Women in Blockchain community there. Mm-hmm.
So, is that an international? Is it statewide? Tell us more about that.
It's everywhere, yes. So so I didn't think it would grow as quickly as it did. And technically it officially, Women in Blockchain officially launched. This was a spinoff of, I was doing a lot of live events and spaces on Twitter and X, and that's how SheCrypto started.
Yeah.
But then Women in Blockchain, yeah, it was where I was like, we need more access, we need community education. And I wanted to work to try to get, funding for that and grants and support and more access to conferences. And then actually one of the first partners that we had was a Bitcoin conference in Vegas. And we took more than 100 women to Las Vegas. And we had several events, and it was a lot of fun. And SheCrypto was there as well. So Women in Blockchain and SheCrypto work together. And Women in Blockchain is more about getting access to events and partnering and the community education, and SheCrypto is the media side.
That's awesome. So, would you say that the individuals who are part of your network, are they brand new consumers, or are they kind of entrepreneurs that have been in the space for a while, or a mix?
It's a mix. So we did an event in San Diego, and it was with all founders, entrepreneurs who are curious about how to integrate blockchain into their businesses. So we have that, new people, but then we also have people who have been in blockchain for years and years. And it's just a huge mix, big age range. And it was supposed to be for women only, but a lot of men come to the events, and a lot of guys in college come to learn. And that was something that I didn't anticipate happening, but they say they like learning, coming out and learning from women, and they like our approach. So it's really for everyone, but it's, the focus is women and access for women and girls.
No, I think it's important for the community to be broader, and also to kind of not. I don't want to say that there are barriers, but sometimes it's, you don't realize that there's a barrier until you realize that the information is not shared, and that's a barrier in itself. Because again, I know that besides being a lawyer in education, and if teachers or those in that space don't know about the technology, then we don't expose new people to it. So especially for young girls or women that might want to get involved in a tech, if they don't even know that it's an opportunity for them, then that's a barrier. So yeah. So how are you spreading the word? How do you get the word out?
SheCrypto started as live streaming. At first, it was just me. And I got involved with different blockchain projects, and I was spokesperson for different projects. And oh my gosh, like when I think about it, I've done a lot of little news shows on Twitter and X, and got involved with, several different projects. But one theme was that, women wanted more information and women only types of spaces, because a lot of it was pretty male dominated. So really that's how it started. And we get the word out in that way too. So sometimes we do live streams, but I have a journalism background, and I had I had the first blog to get White House access and things like that. So I have a lot of background there. And even though SheCrypto was primarily live streaming and online, in September, I did a relaunch and a rebrand. And now we are a platform where we're pushing out content. And that actually grew way faster than I thought it would. So I went from 0 to thousands of readers a day. And so, that was confirmation there's definitely a need for it. So
there's definitely a need for it. Where do you see some of the projects going over the next few years that you're working on?
Expanding, growing. This year, we've been partnering, with different events and conferences, doing lots of interviews. But I feel like, we're in the very beginning stages, I feel, because already, we're planning for conferences that are happening, a year and a half from now, and events. So I just see it, growing and going up like the Bitcoin chart. As
So
Bitcoin grows, so will we.
yeah, no, for sure. So with your involvement with the GBA and with the upcoming event, what can people expect?
Well, I'm very excited about it because we're going to hear from a lot of leaders, a lot of people in Washington, and it's a gathering of several. I know a lot of influencers who are going to be there, so I'm excited to see a lot of the people in person and here on Capitol Hill. Since I'm in the Washington D.C. area, it's always nice when people are coming to visit us.
I agree. I agree. I think that the Washington, the DMV area, is now, it's always been popular and it's always been policy oriented, but I think now it's becoming more of a recognized tech hub in some ways. And a lot of the community is kind of stepping up and stepping out to say, no, we're here. We don't mind traveling to other locations, but you need to come and visit us.
Right. Right. I'm happy that they're coming here. So it's exciting. Yeah.
I am too. So how can people reach out to you if they're curious to become part of your network?
Yeah, they can just look for us at SheCrypto or Unstoppable Future. So it's shecrypto.org and unstoppablefuture.org, or they can find me on basically any channel. And it's KAC everywhere. Those are my initials.
Yeah, no, that's good. So everyone, thank you so much for hopping on the GBA Spotlight, and definitely stay tuned for more news from our conference that's happening this week. And then I know that you and I will see each other in Florida at the Blockchain Futurist Conference. So again, a lot of things happening around the space, but definitely for those that are interested in the Government Blockchain Association, it's a great association to become involved, to network with both, not just government officials, even though it's international, but also professionals within the space. So a lot of education going on and a lot of ways to grow and find out more about what's happening. So everyone, thank you so much. And Kelly, I will see you at one of the events.
Yes, I'll be seeing you soon. Thank you so much. We'll be